Are you the tank car people?
We certainly are.
Well, I want to buy a tank car.
You meet nice people in our business. Smart people, too. They know there's more to it than just ordering a tank on wheels. They have to consider geography, commodity, economics, safety. It takes smart people with know-how to operate tank cars.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
I need some tank cars.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Oh?
There aren't many ladies who realize how much they depend on tank cars. They carry bulk liquids, thousands of gallons at a time. So she can pick them up in easy-to-carry containers, right in her own neighborhood, and bring them home to stock her pantry. Building safe, reliable tank cars is important, particularly to millions of ladies who need the products they carry. Tank cars are versatile. They carry almost any liquid that comes to mind. Liquid hydrogen at more than 400 degrees below zero, and binder pitch at 500 above. They come in all sizes and capacities, for high-pressure compressed gases or low-pressure liquids. They can be equipped with several kinds of fittings for loading and unloading. They can have heating coils, depending on the product, and special insulations to keep materials with delicate in-transit temperatures at stable levels, and safety appliances to give the lady what she wants. It takes skill to design a good tank car and to build one. The lady uses chlorine, at least on Mondays, and butane for more than lighting candles. Whether she knows it or not, acetaldehyde, and things she wouldn't try to pronounce, like hexamethylene diamine or acrylonitrile for plastics. Perhaps the lady wants a tank car for corrosive liquids, such as caustic soda for paper and ink, or glassware, or detergents, and sodium chlorate to polish her furniture, or methyl chloroformate to polish off the bugs. To meet the demand for better home chemicals, industry creates new products every day. The car builder provides tank cars to carry them, like latex to keep her home bright, or ethyl alcohol for her parties, or bromine for pharmaceuticals to keep her family healthy. Tank cars are restless. They travel everywhere, railroad to railroad, shipper to receiver, doing the job for which they were designed. There's hardly a store on any street which doesn't sell things which once moved in tank cars. Their names might confuse the lady, but she would recognize their end products because she uses them every day. That's why every improvement in car design or construction helps to control the delivered cost of finished goods. Ladies like that. There's more to the story than industry shipping bulk liquids in cars. Between the traffic manager and the lady, many people get involved with tank cars. Shippers rely on railroads to keep their cars efficiently and safely on the go. Bulk terminals play a critical role in handling and distributing large volumes of liquids from water to surface transportation. Tank cars help industry to develop new markets and expand distribution. There's romance in the tank car business too. Cars moving endless miles across the Great Plains. From the eastern seaboard to the far west, and all points in between.
That's interesting, but I'd just like to buy a few little ones.
Well, that's fine. But are you sure you want to buy them?
What do you mean?
When you buy tank cars, you've all the problems of ownership, like keeping track of them and seeing that they're in good running condition. Why don't you lease them from us and let us take care of the headaches?
I'm not sure we're talking about the same thing. Really,
Well, we're really trying to sell you service.
Service. That's a word we use quite often. A long time ago, we learned that good service is the most important thing we can offer our customers. Full service begins with contact sales, on-the-spot representatives who respond immediately to problems and inquiries. A continuing service to more than 900 customers in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Not only for large companies, but the smaller ones who will be big tomorrow. Contact sales is the work of 50 or more district representatives, averaging better than 20 years' experience. Our salesmen are part of a full-service organization, which is like a triangle. Customer, salesman, and the vitally important resources of management, finance, legal, engineering, tax services, accounting, and other key people working together to make good service better. They solve problems, beginning with a review of the salesman's recommendations. Full service means tailoring lease programs to fit individual requirements, correlating activities with each customer in terms of quality, cost, and quantity. Full service is a network of repair shops located within primary markets, staffed with skilled workers, equipped with up-to-date fabricating tools, operating self-contained shops capable of handling all kinds of work. Full service means a modern computer system to speed repairs and to track each car during its maintenance cycle, and provide instant recall of data pertinent to each car of the fleet, facts which once took hundreds of hours to compile manually, now transmitted directly to the shop even before the car arrives. In this way, shop managers can schedule repairs and keep downtime to a minimum.
My, I get all that just by leasing the tank cars?
A lot more than that. The key to a full-service organization is fleet services, personal attention to each account, as well as the entire fleet of more than 55,000 cars. Car mileage is collected and credited to each customer. When there is a sudden surge in a lessee's business, we'll assign additional cars to cover him. Or if there is a temporary lull, we can arrange swaps and trades to benefit both parties. Car reports are computerized and updated daily. We know where the cars are, in shops, on lease, in storage, or scheduled for new commodity services. Repair programs are also monitored by computer. This enables us to return cars to the customer with a minimum time out of service.
But are these tank cars safe?
They have been for more than a century. In fact, since the end of the Civil War, when the first oil wells were brought in, most crude oil was shipped by barge. But shallow waters and unpredictable currents caused accidents. Not only oil and barge, but people were lost. These early shippers turned to rail transportation. Not long after, one oil well operator designed the first tank car, 2 tubs on a flat car, and it worked. A new era in mass movement of bulk liquids had begun. The tank car has come a long way. With sophisticated new commodities came regulation, design and construction in strict conformity with detailed specifications. Generalization is a thing of the past. Cars are designed with the specific properties of each commodity in mind. Cars, as well as components, have improved continuously to keep pace with faster train speeds, heavier impact forces, and other technological advancements, like the trend toward larger cars. It kept pace with industry, modifying machinery, improving running abilities, adjusting economics. It is the result of more than a half-century of progress through research and development, engineering, planning, and testing. Each single car must be approved by a regulatory agency before it can be placed in service. Intricate new testing patterns have evolved a standard evaluation for each new car design. Quality control has been established to demonstrate that each car can perform under stringent conditions beyond normal wear and tear. Engineering tests are only part of the operations of the world's largest tank car manufacturer, located at Sharon, Pennsylvania. Here's where most of the improvements in design and construction are begun, through the close coordination of engineers who know how to design reliable cars, and top production people who know how to build them efficiently and economically, and schedule customer orders into the manufacturing cycle. Purchasing people who regulate inventories, making sure that stock is on hand to meet assembly deadlines. Data processing people who tell us how efficiently we're building the cars. Communication between office and shop is continual. Dispatchers make sure that materials are brought into the shop on time and delivered to assembly areas, where skilled workmen convert them to tank car components. Steel plates are cut on burning tables and heated in walking beam furnaces to nearly 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. plate is carried to a unique press, where it is formed in a single operation into a tank head. Plates are moved by vacuum lift to reduce bending and double beveled in preparation for welding. They are formed into cylindrical tank sections or rings on huge plate rollers. Each section is welded automatically before it is attached to other rings. After the tank head has been added, all remaining seams are permanently welded by automatic tandem arc machines, mounted on remote-controlled positioners to guarantee uniform welded seams. Each weld is X-rayed, then carefully inspected by quality control people before the tank is sent to a stress-relieving furnace to remove all metallic strain. Automation has a vital part in building today's tank car. Axles ride a conveyor system from one machine to another. Wheels travel on a separate conveyor line. At its end, wheels and axles are joined together and moved to the next station, where tremendous pressures are applied to mount the wheels and the roller bearings. Side frames and bolsters are added, and miscellaneous parts. Before the truck is moved on, it is carefully inspected. Tanks are tested and measured for capacity in the meter gauging area. Then handrails and walkways are added. And top fittings, end components, air brake lines, side ladders and bottom fittings. Tank surfaces are blasted down to parent metal. Shop supervisors coordinate each day's activities to maintain production schedules. Each car is painted. And stenciled. Then, final inspection before the car is placed into service and becomes part of the world's largest fleet of privately owned cars.
That's quite a story. I'll take 3 new ones.
Great. Now, let's get some information on your product so we'll know what kind of tank car it should be.
Oh, I'm not going to put anything in them. They're a birthday present for my nephew. He wants some tank cars for his model train set, and I thought I'd... Is that okay?
That's fine. Just fine. You mean the little ones?
Of course. You're the tank car people, aren't you?
You mean like this?
Is that H.O. gauge? Then that's exactly what I want. Have you another one? Oh, they're perfect. How much are they?
No charge, miss. Our compliments.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Bye now. I'm going to tell all my friends about this.
Well, how's everything, Stanley?
Wah, wah. So, I was flummoxed by a misset setting in my streaming software, which meant that you didn't hear anything, and all I heard was feedback. So, in case you don't know, I'm Skip Alzheimer, and this is the AV Geeks Lunchtime Show, and that last film was the worst joke ever. Wrapping around a promotional film for tank cars, Gaddix tank cars. It's a phenomenal film. I like it because it's a very niche thing, and it's just a groan-worthy sales pitch. And I have a couple other films that are like this. There's that Miss Puff, the toner promotional film, which talks about at length about xerography, and then has this really lame thing about this receptionist, Miss Puff. So yeah, I love these. They are groan-tastic. So anyways, some of you were tuning in, and you were like, I can't hear you, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to explain something about the film strip, Brothers and Sisters, and so I'm going to bring this up again because I had time to actually work on it. But, so, to the left is the image of Steve, and then to the right is Batboy from the World Weekly News. And when I first saw the image of Steve, I was like, that's Batboy. That's got to be Batboy. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of tweaking going on, and this is before Photoshop, really. This is kind of when you did photo trickery, and, World Weekly News was excelled at it. So it's possible that they started with this, but I don't know for sure. But it just is very reminiscent, and Batboy is quite the phenomenon now. I think there's even like a musical about Batboy. And supposedly this kid was discovered in a cave. I think that was the deal. A feral child who was raised by bats or something like that. I don't know. All right. What time is it? All right. This film, this upcoming film is one, I talked to a health teacher at a local county school who had just retired, and I was telling her about what I do, and she's like, oh, there's this film that I would show every year to my kids, and they loved it. And I was like, what is it called? It's called What to Do. And it features puppets, and it features kids, and it's kind of a stranger danger / kid safety around other people film. So here's What to Do.
Give me that. Hey. You stay there and don't you tell anybody, because if you do, you're going to be in big trouble.
Come on, Thaddeus, it's getting late. Let's get into bed. Looks like we're in for quite a night. How many times do I have to tell you not to throw your clothes on the floor? I'm the one who... Thaddeus, this is the third shirt you've ripped in a week.
Don't you tell anybody, because if you do, you're going to be in big trouble.
This makes me very angry.
Sorry.
You had better start taking better care of your clothes, young man. You want your teddy? You sure?
Now, don't you be scared by someone we've got the flashlight.
No one knows for sure if it was a magic flashlight or if it was just a magic night. But when Thaddeus turned on that light, something happened that had never happened before.
What's going on?
I'd gladly tell you, but you're holding me much too tightly.
You can talk?
Here I can.
Where's here?
We're in the land of lessons. In the region of rules, to be exact.
The region of who?
It's not a who, it's a what. There comes a time when you need to learn the rules to stay safe and happy in the world. There are very important lessons that you must know in order to protect yourself.
There is?
Yes, indeed. But you must go and find them for yourself.
But how?
By following the path of your heart.
But I don't see any path.
It's not a path that you see, it's a path that you feel. It's your first lesson, and maybe the most important one of all.
Are you gonna come with me?
No, this is where I belong. But don't worry, I'll be here when you get back. Now you run along, find what to do.
How am I supposed to find what to do all by myself?
What?
Tadoo!
What?
Tadoo! Excuse me, I'm looking for what to do.
That's us.
That's you?
I'm what?
I'm Tadoo,
We're on our way.
to see the professor.
See the who?
Come on.
Just follow.
What?
Tadoo,
But that's just it. I don't know what to do.
What?
Tadoo,
What?
Tadoo.
So, you don't know what to do, hmm?
Who are you?
I am Professor Sir Hilary Von Karp. And who might you be, stranger?
I'm not a stranger. I'm Thaddeus.
Well, that may be, but if I don't know you, you're a stranger to me. It's very important to know what a stranger is and to know the rules about strangers.
What does a stranger look like?
Like anybody, a stranger can look like anything, because a stranger is simply any person you do not know. Short or tall, or black or white, no matter how they grow, a stranger is a person you don't know. Man or lady, thick or thin, from the nasty to the nice. You do not talk to strangers, that's a rule, so don't think twice.
Why shouldn't I talk to strangers?
Because, unfortunately, there are bad strangers who hurt children. Now, most of the people you will ever meet are very nice, but some are not, even though they may act nice. So the simplest thing is to have a rule. You do not talk to strangers, and you never go with a stranger or even a family friend unless they know the magic password.
The magic password?
Yes, a special word you and your mom or dad choose, like using your teddy bear's name, Bartholomew. If a stranger or friend says it's okay to go with them, you must ask, what's the magic password? If they don't know, don't go.
What's that?
That's a lure. To a fish, it looks like something yummy to eat, but it's really just a trick. It's got a hook in it. That's how fish get caught.
But what's that got to do with me?
Well, sometimes strangers will try to trick kids and confuse them, like using a lure. For instance, someone might ask you to go with them and look for their lost puppy. Would you go?
A puppy?
Remember the rules. You don't go with strangers. They can find an adult to help them.
Oh, yeah, I guess I shouldn't.
Well, tell him.
No, I guess you'll have to find an adult to help you.
That was very good. Now, what if a man showed you a badge and said,
I'm a police officer. I want you to come with me.
Would you go?
I better.
You better not. He could be pretending. You're not going with any stranger, even if it's a police officer.
No, I'm not going with you. You're a stranger.
That was good. But there are many more lures that confuse kids, like,
Your mother is hurt and she sent me to get you.
what do you think you do?
I know. What's the secret password?
Password?
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going with you.
Excellent. I can see you're not going to be tricked into going with strangers or people who don't know the magic password. You're really beginning to know
What?
Tadoo.
Now, there are some very basic rules to use anytime you're uncomfortable, or being hurt, or scared. Would you like to show our friend what to do?
It's important to remember,
That you always have the right to.
say no.
Get away.
Tell someone.
Say no.
Get away.
Tell someone.
Say no.
Get away.
Tell someone.
And sometimes you've got to yell. Oh, no, wait, no, wait.
Have you got it?
Have you got it?
I think so. Say no, get away, and tell someone. And sometimes you need to yell.
I think he's got it.
I think he's got it.
Well, it seems to me you really know how to say no, but do you think you could yell and scream if you had to?
I think so.
Let's give it a try. Let's pretend that someone is bothering you and following you around, even though you said no to them. Let's hear your yell.
Ah!
Wait a minute. You call that a yell? You've got to yell like you mean it, from deep down inside. Let people know what's going on.
Help! I don't know this man and he's following me!
Now that was a yell. You did very well. I think you know what to do with strangers. But what about people you know? What about touches and hurts?
Touches and hurts?
Oh, did I hear someone say touches?
Who are you?
My name is Olivia, and I just love hugs, don't you?
I like hugs a lot, but sometimes my uncle hugs me too hard, and he tickles me too much, and I don't like it.
At times like that, you've got to remember the rules. You could say, don't do that. I don't like that.
That's right, because your body is yours, and no one has the right to touch it in a way that you don't like. Nobody. Now, there are many kinds of touches. There are good touches. Oh. And bad touches. Oh. The kind that are uncomfortable or hurt and leave bruises. And then there are confusing touches. And everything in between.
But it's up to you to decide what feels good to you and what doesn't. You need to listen to that little voice inside that says, uh-oh. And if something doesn't feel good, you know what to do.
Say no
Get away.
and tell someone.
But what if I tell and they don't believe me?
Then you keep on telling and telling and telling until somebody does.
Oh,
But what if I'm not sure if the touch is okay?
Trust that uh-oh feeling inside. If you tell an adult that you trust, they can help you figure it out. And, speaking of feelings, they can get hurt too. You have the right to use the rules whenever anyone pushes you around or hurts your feelings.
You mean like a bully?
Exactly. You have the right to say, no, get away, and tell someone.
Now then, there are other kinds of touches that are often of the confusing kind. That's when someone wants to touch your private parts or wants you to touch theirs.
What are private parts?
Private parts are the parts of your body that are covered by a bathing suit. No one has the right to touch you there or try to trick you into touching them. And I'm not just talking about strangers. You could have a problem like this in your very own home.
And if you do, you know.
What?
Tadoo. Right. Say no, get away, and tell someone. But who should I tell?
Adults that you trust. Like your mom.
Or your dad.
Or your teacher.
Or your grandmother.
Or your neighbor.
Or your principal.
Or your best friend's mom. It's people like this that make up your very own personal support system. They're always there to help you.
But it's up to you to tell them if you have a problem. And it's especially important to not keep secrets that you're uncertain about.
You mean like a birthday present?
No. That's a surprise. Something you wait until a special time to share. A secret is different. A secret is something you're never supposed to tell. But secrets about things that are hurtful or scary or confusing, secrets about things that give us that uh-oh feeling, these are bad secrets. The kind that we should always tell to a trusted adult so we can be safe and happy.
Come here. I'm a secret. You better keep me in here and not tell anybody. Because if you do, your mommy won't love you anymore. And something bad might happen to your puppy.
How do you feel?
This is scary. I don't like it.
When in doubt, remember the rules. Remember.
What?
Tadoo. I know I should tell, but he said my mommy won't love me anymore.
That's easy to say.
But it's not true.
Telling's the answer.
You know what to do.
There's my Uncle Bob.
Well?
What are you waiting for?
Uncle Bob, Uncle Bob.
Thaddeus, how are you?
I have a secret that I want to give you because I'm scared.
Wow. You told an adult. Ah, what a relief.
I'm glad you told me. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of it.
That was very good. You did the right thing,
You remember to use the rules.
even though it was scary.
You've shown that you're too smart to let anyone hurt you or touch you in a way that doesn't feel good. You've shown that you know.
What?
Tadoo.
Say no, get away, and tell someone. Sometimes you need to yell. But what if it's your fault?
Ah, that's simple. It never is.
Huh?
If someone older is hurting you or making you feel uncomfortable, it is never your fault. That's why you always have the right to say no, get away, and tell. Why, just listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage, Timid Turtle and the Planets!
I used to be the kind of guy who kept all my hurt inside. Lonely and scared, I hid it inside my shell. But now I've learned how to say no when somebody bothers me. Then I find someone I can trust
and then I tell. You gotta speak out.
And it'll get better
You gotta speak out.
when you're afraid.
Just gotta tell somebody and it will be okay.
Come on, everybody, sing!
You gotta speak out.
Till somebody hears you.
You gotta speak out.
Do it today.
Just gotta keep on telling and it will be okay. You gotta speak out.
You know what to do now.
You gotta speak out.
I know what to say.
You just gotta keep on telling till it turns out okay.
Thaddeus, come on, it's time to wake up. What were you mumbling about?
Mom, you know the rip in my shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Wendell has been pushing me into the hedge every day, and he said if I told, I'd get in big trouble.
Oh, Thaddeus, nothing could be farther from the truth. And I'm glad you told me. And I'm sorry I yelled at you about the shirt. You're more important to me than a million shirts. And don't worry, I'll help you deal with that bully Wendell.
So there was a sequel to this, and I think I have it. I have to find it. I have to track it down. Hey, thank you, Audrey, for the coffee. I needed it today, so thank you. That's a way that you can reward AV Geeks for showing you a bunch of puppets singing a song about child personal safety. Also, I stand corrected. I did some research on Batboy, and World Weekly News the staff bought Photoshop as soon as they heard about it. So it was a very primitive version of Photoshop. It's before they had layers. And I know this because I used to work for a company that made plugins for Photoshop. And I started working for them in the mid-90s, and they didn't have layered items, so it was harder to superimpose stuff. But anyways, that's I talked about Photoshop. Bang. that was another Encyclopedia Britannica Magic Moments film. Bang. Again, like Clap, that I showed yesterday. Again, there's no real point to it except that it's trying to encourage kids to... It's provoking them to respond and to talk about what they just saw and to think critically about what they just saw. And it's also a lot of fun. I really enjoy that film. And I have used that many times when I've done musical collage-y things. So anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in today. It's very much appreciated. And thank you for bearing with the technical problems that we had earlier. They will just happen. It's just the way it is. There's either my attention span isn't one to where I can pay attention to what's going on, or I'll accidentally click something and I think I clicked it, but I didn't. And it's just the way it is. It's the nature of, when you're showing old films that are, 30, 40, 50 years old, and trying to embrace new technology with technology that came out in the 2000s. Something's going to happen. It's just the way it is. But we will be back tomorrow. And as a reminder, on Christmas Day, we'll be doing a special avgeeks Blender Christmas mix, where we're going to take clips from our stock footage site, archival clips, that have all been tagged with the word Christmas, or Noel, or Santa, or winter, and they're going to be randomly played. So there'll be lots of people opening Christmas presents, there'll be Santa Clauses, there'll be a variety of different things for your delight and your horror. This will be either really relaxing, or it's going to be nightmarish. It kind of depends. But I'm going to be sitting, drinking coffee, and not working on Christmas Day. So that's happening on Christmas Day. And it'll probably start early. It'll probably start around 10, because I have 4 hours of content. I found 600 clips, each from like 10 seconds to 30 seconds long. And so through the magic of shuffle play, we'll be watching them out of order. But anyways, thanks again today for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a good rest of your day, and as always, please rewind and love each other, and that loving each other includes yourself, so please do that. Everybody take care, and we will see you soon.